Good day, students. Welcome back to class. Today we'll be looking at regulations on electrical installations. In the previous class, we looked at an overview of Nigerian distribution system and also the transmission system, and we were able to establish that this course will focus on the distribution aspect. So today, I'll move on with definition of electrical installation. We define electrical installation as a group of components permanently electrically connected and can be supplied with electricity. The word permanently is very important because if it is connected today, tomorrow it's off, tomorrow it's on, off, it can be regarded as electrical installation, so to say. Example is switchboard, wiring, lighting system, socket outlets, and other electrical equipment permanently connected for a shop, residence, hotel, recreational centers, and what have you. They make up electrical installation. It means that an item of electrical equipment connected to electricity but by a plug in a socket outlet is not regarded as electrical installation because it's not permanently connected. For example, your refrigerator, your television set, and all these kind of connections to the power system, to the distribution system, they are not electrical installation. Even though while you are in the process, you can use that word loosely that you want to install TV here, install refrigerator here, but in practical sense, it's not regarded as electrical installation because they are not fixed. Okay, to make sure that your installations meet some standard, there are some regulations that must be respected. And one of them, in fact, which is the more international one, is the Institute of Electrical Engineers Regulations, IEE. The IEE wiring regulations are international standard to which all industrial and domestic wiring must conform. These regulations are produced by the IET, that's Institute of Engineering and Technology, which is of course a section of IEE. It's very old and it's normally updated regularly to take into account some technical changes in wiring and installation. Okay, let's look at some of these regulations. For an installation to be regarded as safe from excess current, shock, fire, corrosion, mechanical damage, and leakage, three sets of regulations must be respected. Why? There may be other regulations, but basically these three regulations, others stem from these ones. Number one is Electrical Special Regulation of 1908 and 1944. Very old indeed, but it's always updated. It relates to the safety precaution taken in connection with the use of electrical energy. It covers the generation, transmission, distribution, and the use of electrical energy in workshops and factory. For example, if you want to work on a switchboard, one of the regulations say that you have to make sure that the switchboard is dead, meaning switch off every source to that before you work on it. Or if you want to work on some section of the switchboard, make sure that the aspect you are working on is totally disconnected from the source. This is one of the things that you can get under this regulation. The second regulation is Electricity Supply Regulation of 1937. The purpose of this one is just to ensure the safety of the public and also to ensure that the electricity supply is proper and sufficient. For instance, under this regulation, the supply authority undertakes to supply at a stated voltage, stated phase, and stated frequency with some permission in variations. For instance, in Nigeria, not if everything is normal, we should have 240 volts in our source, in our supply in our homes. But this is not always the case. If the regulations are respected, the utility should be charged and they will pay for penalties. For instance, if the frequency is too below, sometimes you see your electric bulb having some flickering, start to flicker, which is not normal. So under these regulations, these things are covered. And the third one is the regulations for electrical equipment of buildings. This one basically about wiring and installation, and it's to ensure safety in the use of electricity in and about the building. This one is produced by the wiring committee, and this is where we are mostly interested in. For instance, the neutral, the red, the black, depending on the convention, they are covered under this. Okay. Apart from this, each country has its own regulations, not deviating from the international regulations. For instance, in Nigeria, we have a Nigerian Electricity Supply and Installation Standard Regulation of 2015. It is a package that contains all that you need to know about electrical installations in Nigeria, what should be respected and what should be observed. If you want to read those things, you can look at the link here, check it up, and then you can read for yourself. And then you can also check the Electric Power Sector Reform Act of 2005 for more information. This is where we are going to end for today. Thanks for your audience.